Good places to begin the conversation as we talk football, as we always do with Jason Reid of The Undefeated. Where do we start with the Raiders? Our former colleague Chucky. The headline was when they signed him for the $100 million. David Carr, Khalil Mack, daylight with his. I mean, how big a mess is this? I know a win changes everything, but now off week one, how big a mess is this?
Well, like you said, a win changes everything, and so they get a W here in week two, then the temperature lowers a great deal. But clearly, Bob, with the money that Jon is making, the pressure that's on him to succeed, it is immense. When you're making that type of money, it's just the reality of the situation. And with the Khalil Mack situation, with that trade, with their start, you lose by 20 points on your opening game back with the Raiders. Clearly, there's pressure there right now, and they need really to get a win in week two.
Yeah, we're looking at tea leaves, though. He wasn't in on the details of the nature. I'm talking about Gruden here, with his general manager on the Mack trade. Did not want the two thrown in. You add to the fact they cut Martavis Bryant, re-sign him, all the time he's under a probable upcoming year-long drug suspension, and a lot of things just defy logic.
Yeah, and you mentioned about daylight. You do see some daylight being created here, and I don't think this is good for McKenzie. You talk about the two. Jon says he wasn't like in favor of that. The whole situation with bringing the wideout back and trying to make that situation make sense. It really doesn't make sense, and I think moving forward, it would not be shocking to anyone in the NFL if that front office structure does change more, if not at the end of this year, sometime shortly thereafter.
They got $100 million invested in their new coach. Let's go to Motown. The word there is that the Matt Patricia we saw having his problems in the preseason and also in week one is not the guy they thought they were hiring.
Well, he better not be this guy much longer, because if he's this guy much longer, he's not going to be there much longer. They look awful. I mean, I don't know any other way to put it, Bob. You talk about from a preparation standpoint, from a standpoint of bouncing back after turnovers, bouncing back after adversity. This team looked like a team that did not need to be on the field at that point. And you don't want to overreact, Bob. Clearly, it's the first game. We know that. And if Matt Patricia can get this thing turned around, get a couple of W's, not one, but a couple moving forward here, then maybe. But right now, it doesn't look good.
Well, they had 9 last year. Quick shout out here to Le'Veon Bell. He's foregoing another $200,000 this week. I mean, it's under the radar. But he's got to draw checks at some point.
Yeah, and that's real money. But remember, Bob, the key thing here is week 11. Because if he signs by week 11, he can still be unrestricted next year. And Le'Veon Bell is making it clear he's going to protect Le'Veon Bell. And, you understand from his standpoint, but not good for the teammates.